I'm JD. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and please hit like. And here we're at the bench again today. So I am still working on this very beautiful Illinois pocket watch. I got the amplitude up to 320 at one time with this, and I had to manipulate the hairspring ever so slightly because it was not going properly between the banking pins, and you want it to have just a little tiny bit of relief so it goes back and forth. So I had to do that. Anyway, I got it running super well, but the actual amplitude was great, but the timing was crappy. It was basically minus 400 seconds a day. I don't know how the hell it got there, but I had already replaced one of the mean time screws on one side. So I'd taken a mean time screw, and if you watch my other video when I was putting a washer in, a timing washer, the head of the mean time screw came off. So my mistake, I guess. So I put another mean time screw in there. I poised it. It, for some reason, weighed too much. So I had to, after playing with this thing and thinking, how can I speed this thing up and try to keep the regulator arm in the center. And that's the regulator arm right there. I wanted to keep this generally in the center. It's in the center right now. So what I ended up doing this morning, so I thought about it last night, woke up at 5 o'clock because I couldn't sleep, thinking about my problem. And what I ended up doing was taking the mean time screw out, putting it in a pin vise backwards, and like basically holding the shaft where the threads are. Taking a diamond plate, this is a 300 grit diamond plate I have here, and shaving material off of that screw. So I shaved material off the screw, and I thought, looking at the dimension of the other mean time screw, that I shaved the right amount, but as it turns out, I shaved too much. And so now the watch was running not 400 slow, but 200 fast. And I'm like, damn. So I said, okay, I got to get out my timing washers now, because there's no way I can add weight by replacing the actual balanced screws. Now is the time for timing washers. So I have a assortment of timing washers. I've got these ones here, which are generally made for watches, right? And then I have these Excelsior timing watches here, and these are made for all kinds of stuff, including pocket watches. And the ones I picked on, what I did was I picked one of the screws that I can put a timing washer on, and I picked because it was such a large number of plus 200 and something, so I picked 504 here, right? The diameter of the hole size was perfect, and the diameter was perfect. And I picked this one here, 3 minutes and 24 hours. So 3 times 60, this was running at 3 6s are 18, 180. So I did that, and I put the timing washer on one side and then the opposite side. Had to grab the screws and take them off with the pin vise, put the timing washer on, put it back on. So then I got it to plus 32 seconds. And I'm thinking, that's so close. So now what I'm going to do is take the other screw on this, they're in couples here, and put a number. I think I'm going to put half a minute, that's 30 seconds. I think I'll put a number 501 on there, because a 501 at 30 seconds and 24 hours might get me what I want. If I put that, and I've got to put it on both sides. So these come in, there's little bottles like this. And I've already used the 500. Where is that anyway? Things kind of run away on your desk when you're busy doing stuff. Anyway, it's around here somewhere. Oh, there it is. So I've already used 504, right? So I don't want 504. What I want to use is 501. So that's just a lighter washer, thinner washer. So 501, and I'm going to find the house to put the 50, open the door and put it in the house. So I'm going to use 501. So I'm going to very carefully take off a screw, put on the timing washer, and then time it. And I'm hoping to get 0 seconds per day with my regulator arm in the middle. I'm not sure how close I can get, but I'm hoping to get that close. So, and I don't want to take a screw off and shave weight off it and do all that. That was a lot of work. I did a good job at it, but it was still a lot of work. So this video is just a quick video saying that I'm still working on this Illinois pocket watch, and this balance, although it has amazing amplitude, the beat error was slightly off, but it's just that I can play with the beat error without a problem. But the screw problem is more relevant in this case. So, and to correct the beat error here, what I'm going to do is take all the power off the movement, once I've put the timing screw in, look at where this rests, where the pallet fork is, left or right, and I'll know which way to rotate the collet. So, and the way I do that is if I'm looking straight at the balance cock and I see that it's closer to this side, say the left side, and I would have to rotate it the other way, then that's the way I rotate it when I stick my screwdriver in the collet and rotate it, and that corrects the beat error. But with an amplitude above 220, the beat error doesn't matter that much as long as you're not way up there like 9 or something. So and the amplitude, if I get the amplitude up to 275, the beat error is not even a part of the formula. Even though, so for Wayne out there, I can send you reference documents that tell you this. So, but the beat error doesn't matter at very high amplitudes. It matters when you get amplitudes below 220, and then the beat error matters. So I'm going to do this job, take this off, and put the weight on, and I'm not going to do it under camera because I really got to focus to do this. And I'll catch you next time. Thanks a lot for watching my channel.